Have you ever felt a bit different as an INFP? Like, you know that you're an INFP, but something doesn't line up. Well, in this video, I'm going through Dr. Dario Nardi's Decode Your Personality, and I'm going to explain the second of 4 INFP subtypes. This is the creative subtype. I'm going to be explaining my own experience as a dominant INFP subtype, and maybe some of the differences that I've seen throughout the communities that I run. So the creative subtype, INFP-C, is called the curious dreamer. They are more exploratory and social than other INFPs. Dario says, these INFPs are delightfully playful. They bring curiosity, fun, and a bubbly imagination. They trust the gift of magic while exploring life's many questions. They can seem more extroverted or get things going than they truly are. Sounds awesome right from the start. Anytime that anybody puts the word magic in an explanation of INFPs, I just light up. I love it. So, trusting the gift of magic while exploring life's many questions. INFPs are extremely curious about what could happen, what could be, and there is a sense of awe, of wonder, kind of Disney type, magical, fantastical imagination. For brain wiring, they show a strong starburst pattern. That is, they accept and ponder over everything that comes in. This really helps them think outside the box and allows anything to reveal its potential meaning. This also makes it harder to focus, attend to particulars, or even stick to one course or career. That said, they are all well suited to the arts, travel, and working with small groups, as their diffuse psyche allows them to attend to many people and ideas at once. Given time, they may excel in a more technical field such as filmmaking, philosophy, or journalism, as these are forever ripe with new questions and possible projects to feel inspired, bold, and fresh. I instantly thought of several different clients that I've had pursuing filmmaking. I also was into film and editing. I took classes in high school and in university as well, and just did it on my own free time. There's definitely a joy in creating film and wondering what it will be like. And then also in the editing process, finding things, matching them, and adding music to them and sound effects and the transitions, all these different things that keep it ripe, as he said, and keep it fun, keep it exploratory. And of course, it makes it harder to focus and attend to particulars, especially when your brain is tapping into all these different regions, all these different things all the time, and you're looking for magic. You're looking for excitement, because that's part of the fun, playful aspect of life. To see that sparkle over there on the mountain and go chase it. Besides the starburst, these INFPs often have some dense right brain connections. They are good with concepts, humor, and abstract language, easily attend to voice tone and intention, and have a way of working with stories, symbols, and patterns, especially in a visual way. They tend to be decent speakers, though they prefer to communicate, to share, and learn rather than be academic or preachy. Often, despite their eclectic interests, their brain wiring tends to lack a halo. Thus, they tend to have holes in their education and skills, and can find it hard at times to do something that most others can do. When push comes to shove, they can still usually buckle down so long as goals, values, and the environment all gel. So it seems like this type is very heavily leaning into extroverted intuition, playing with concepts, humor, ideas, abstract language, more than maybe the noble champion, the dominant subtype, which is more focused on being decisive, making decisions, and acting on those and managing different groups or situations. I find it interesting that it lacks the halo that I mentioned in the previous video on the INFP dominant subtype, which is something that I thought was necessary for introverted feelers, specifically IFPs. And what that is, to the best of my understanding, is all of these regions lighting up at the same time or very often in order to process the sound and intent and different visual components in the back and things like that. And I know that all INFPs really do struggle with getting things done. And what he mentioned at the bottom was, they can still usually buckle down as long as goals, values, and the environment all gel. That is something that I think we all need. If our values are not aligned with whatever the goal, the intention, the career, the education, the thing that we're learning, if we're not all aligned internally, then it becomes very difficult. And it sounds like this INFP creative type struggles even more with that. Rather than trying to force themselves to fit an ideal, they allow themselves to flow through life, exploring to touch the essence of the human condition. They love stories. They value freedom. Others with true eyes and ears grow with them. They benefit from a stabilizing person in their lives. Though they may lack solid anchoring, they are a rich soul in any endeavor. Sounds like a wonderful type. A wonderful blend of INFP richness. Loving stories, valuing freedom, exploring to touch the essence of the human condition. I love that. That's so introverted feeling, diving into how do you feel about this thing? What does it really mean as a human to experience this emotion, to value this thing? And then exploring it. What would it be in a different person? How would another person interact with that? What if it was in a different culture, a different setting, a different genre? And as he said, they benefit from a stabilizing person. So the terms that I use for extroverted intuition, that more chaotic brainstorming pattern, is the innovating explorer. Okay, that's a part of you that is exploring what if and shaking things up, connecting the dots. It's this firework type pattern. And introverted sensing, which is the mirror opposite of that, is what I call the stabilizing guardian as a part of yourself. And that is about trusting what has happened before, implementing that to now, looking to the past, reflecting, ruminating over it, and wondering how does now compare to what happened in the past. And what I've noticed is that the less intentional the relationship is with the guardian for INFPs, the more it means that they're going to struggle. Like maybe some horrible thing happened. I'm sorry for that. It shouldn't have happened. But there's also a lesson that you can gain from that you can take forward into your future. You can help other people not experience that. There's something that can be learned from it. And if you lean into that aspect of exploring the past and mining it for gold, for insights, then I've noticed there's so much more that we can learn about ourselves, about other people, and we can have a bigger impact on the world. And as he said, they are a rich soul in any endeavor. Introverted feeling is what I call the soul, the resonating soul, because it's such a core essence to many INFPs. This, whether you're spiritual or not, there's always some sort of like soul quality to INFPs. And as he said, a rich soul, a kind soul, a lost soul. I think a lot of us vibe with that wording. So if you are an INFP creative subtype, the curious dreamer, what has been your experience with some of the things that I mentioned in this video? And in the next video, which will be linked over there eventually when it's up, we're going to go through the normalizing subtype, the faithful supporter. These are more conventional and specialized than other INFPs.